New York City Police Captain Sarah Johnson was heading home in a taxi. The taxi driver had no idea that the woman sitting in his cab was not just an ordinary woman, but a high-ranking police captain of the city. Sarah was wearing a simple red dress and looked just like any regular civilian. She was on leave, heading home to attend her brother's wedding. Sarah decided that she would attend the wedding not as a police captain, but simply as a sister. As he drove, the driver said, "Ma'am, I am taking this route for you. Otherwise, I rarely use this road." Captain Sarah Johnson asked the taxi driver, "But why, brother? What is the problem with this road?" The taxi driver replied, "Ma'am, there are some police officers stationed on this road. The sergeant of this area issues tickets without any reason and extorts dollars from taxi drivers even when they haven't made a mistake. And if anyone disobeys the sergeant, he beats them up. I don't know what is written in my fate today. God forbid I run into that sergeant right now. Otherwise, he will extract money from me without any fault of mine." Captain Sarah thought to herself, "Is what this taxi driver saying really true? Does the sergeant of this precinct really do such terrible things?" After moving a short distance, she saw Sergeant Tom Davis standing on the side of the road with his partners, checking vehicles. As soon as the taxi reached them, Sergeant Tom signaled with his hand for the taxi to stop. Then Sergeant Tom angrily said, "Hey, cabbie, get out. Do you think you own the road, driving the taxi at such speed? Have you no fear of the law? Come on, pay a $500 ticket immediately." Saying this, the sergeant pulled out his ticket book. The driver, Mike, got scared and said, "Officer, I haven't broken any rules. Why are you giving me a ticket? Please don't do this. I haven't done anything wrong, and I don't have that much money right now. Where will I give you $500 from?" Hearing this, Sergeant Tom got even angrier. He raised his voice. "Don't argue with me. If you don't have dollars, do you drive the taxi for free? Hurry up. Take out the taxi's license and registration. Is this taxi stolen?" The driver quickly took out all the papers and showed them. The papers were perfectly in order. Everything was completely correct. But Sergeant Tom still said, "The papers are fine, but you still have to pay the fine. Give me $500 now, or at least $300. Otherwise, I will impound your taxi right now." Standing nearby, Captain Sarah Johnson was watching and listening to everything intently. She saw how Sergeant Tom Davis was harassing a poor and hard-working taxi driver without any reason, trying to extort dollars from him. Although she felt angry, she kept herself calm so she could first understand the whole truth and then take action at the right time. The taxi driver told Sergeant Tom, "Officer, where will I get so much money? I have only earned $50 so far. How can I give you $300? Please let me go, sir. Let me pass. I have small children. I am a poor man. I work hard all day to feed my family. Please have mercy on me, sir." But Sergeant Tom showed no mercy. He exploded in rage. He grabbed the driver by the collar, shoved him roughly, and shouted, "If you don't have dollars, why do you drive a taxi? Is it your father's road that you speed like this? On top of that, you're arguing with me? Come on, I'll show you some fun at the precinct." Hearing this, Captain Sarah could not hold herself back. She immediately stepped forward, stood in front of the sergeant, and said, "Sergeant, you are doing something completely wrong. When the driver hasn't made a mistake, why are you ticketing him? Furthermore, you physically assaulted him. This is a violation of the law and civil rights. You have no right to oppress a common citizen like this. Let him go." Sergeant Tom Davis was already angry. Hearing Sarah's words, he became furious. He said mockingly, "Oh, so now you're going to teach me the law? You have a big mouth. Looks like you need a taste of the cell too. Come on, both of you will stay in jail together. You can run your mouth there."
Sarah's face turned red with anger, but she controlled herself. She wanted to see just how low this sergeant could stoop. Sergeant Tom had absolutely no idea that the woman in the ordinary dress standing before him was no ordinary woman, but the city's police captain, Sarah Johnson. Tom Davis ordered his partners, "Come on, take both of them to the station. We'll see how brave they are there." Immediately, 2 male officers and 2 female officers stepped forward and grabbed the driver and Captain Sarah. When they reached the police station, Sergeant Tom said, "Sit them right here. Now let's see what these 2 do. They need to be shown their place." The officers made them sit on a bench. As soon as Tom Davis sat in his chair, he received a call on his mobile. He picked up and said, "Yes, your work will be done. Your name won't come up in that case. Just have my payment ready. Don't stress. I'll handle everything for you." Captain Sarah Johnson and the taxi driver sat there listening to all of this. Sarah thought to herself, "This sergeant doesn't just harass people on the streets. He also takes bribes inside the department to get work done. He cheats ordinary people." Sarah suppressed her rage. She knew that getting angry right now wouldn't help. The real battle had to be fought with evidence and the proper procedure so that the entire police department and the city could see it. She was internally planning how to expose him in front of everyone. Sitting next to her, the taxi driver, Mike, was worried. He was thinking about his home and kids. Sarah looked at him and said in a calm voice, "Don't panic. This sergeant can't do anything to you. I am with you. I have seen everything and I will expose him. Rest assured, you are not at fault. You are safe. I am no ordinary woman. I am Police Captain Sarah Johnson. I am uncovering all of this sergeant's corruption. That's why I am quietly watching everything now. Then I will clear everything up and show people his true colors." Hearing this, the taxi driver felt some relief. He took a deep breath and said, "Are you really a police captain, ma'am? But when all this was happening to me, why didn't you say anything? Why didn't you save me? You aren't lying, are you? Or are you involved with them?" The driver was a bit shaken. Sarah calmly reassured him, "No, I am not involved with them. I am truly sitting quietly to expose this sergeant. I'm just watching how many more illegal things this man does. That's why I'm silent now. Otherwise, I could have him suspended right now. Just wait a little bit, then watch what I do to him." After a while, Sergeant Davis went into his cabin. Then he called an officer and said, "Bring that taxi driver in." The officer immediately went out and told the driver, "The boss is calling you inside." Hearing this, the driver got scared. But Sarah gave him courage and said, "Don't worry. Whatever happens, I will handle it." He went to the sergeant. Seeing the driver, Sergeant Tom laughed and said, "Look, if you want to save your taxi, you have to give $300. Otherwise, I will impound your taxi. On top of that, you'll become my enemy. My rule runs this entire area. I can do whatever I want. Don't mess with me. Do as I say. Quickly pay the $300. The driver's heart began to pound. He cried, "Sir, don't do this. Look at my condition. I don't have that much money right now. How can I give you $300? Please let me go. I have small children at home. What will I feed them?" The sergeant angrily said, "Look, I won't listen to a word. Give the dollars or you will be ruined. Your family will suffer too. Now you have to pay the money." Out of fear, the driver quickly took $200 out of his pocket, gave it to the sergeant and said, "This is all I have. Please keep this and let me go." Taking the dollars, the sergeant said, "All right, go. Sit outside. And now send that woman who came with you."
The taxi driver came out and said, "Ma'am, the officer is calling you now." Sarah got up without hesitation and went inside. Sergeant Tom Davis asked, "What's your name?" Sarah replied in a confident voice, "What business do you have with my name? Speak for yourself. Why have you called me?" The sergeant was surprised. He couldn't believe an ordinary woman was speaking to him with such courage and confidence. He said, "Look, don't show too much smartness. We have the cure for all smartness here. A couple of strikes right now and all that smartness will drain out. If you want to go home, quickly take out $200. Otherwise, you'll be breathing jail air." Sarah replied fearlessly, "I won't give you a single penny. I haven't done anything wrong. What are you asking me for money for? What is the meaning of paying you without reason? Are you enforcing the law or breaking it yourself? What does wearing that uniform mean? Just to scare citizens and extort dollars from them? Is this your duty?" Hearing this, Sergeant Tom Davis turned red with rage. He shouted for the officer, "Lock this woman in the holding cell immediately." The officer followed the order and put the captain inside the cell. No one guessed that the consequences of what was happening today were going to be severe. Sarah stood quietly without saying anything. Her eyes showed not anger, but grim determination. A short while later, a black SUV stopped outside the station. High-ranking city official James Wilson stepped out of the car. Anger was clearly visible on his face. He went straight into the station and asked an officer, "I heard a woman has been locked in a cell here." The officer hesitated and said, "Yes, sir, but what happened?" Just then, Sergeant Tom Davis came out from inside and said, "Who's there? What's the matter?" James looked at him and said, "I heard you put a woman in the cell. I want to see her." Tom Davis said, "Yes, I did. Come, I'll show you." Saying this, Sergeant Tom took James Wilson to the cell. He had absolutely no idea that what was about to happen would be the biggest shock of his career. Seeing the woman locked in the cell, James Wilson shouted, "What have you done? Do you know who this is? This is our city police captain, Sarah Johnson. You put her in a cell?" The ground shifted beneath Tom Davis's feet. He said in fear, She is the captain? I had absolutely no idea." James Wilson immediately signaled the officer. The officer opened the cell and Sarah came out. In a calm and cold voice, Sarah told James the entire incident, how Tom Davis stopped the taxi driver and demanded dollars, how he harassed the driver, how he brought them and the driver to the station to bother them and then locked her up. Sarah revealed that she was watching everything to prove this sergeant's misdeeds.
Sarah realized the matter was very serious. She immediately went outside and began the next plan of action. First, through official channels, she sent the case information to his senior officer and internal affairs. Along with the phone call, a written report was sent to ensure a record of every step. The chief of police viewed the report and considered the situation critical, sending official information to the city administration as per protocol. The police commissioner was informed via official channels, stating that an immediate high-level investigation was required for this case. Both the commissioner and the chief arrived at the station given the severity of the case. The commissioner entered the station and observed the whole situation. The commissioner asked Tom Davis, "By what authority as an officer have you detained a woman like this and put her in a cell without cause?" The commissioner stated clearly that this action was a violation of the law and civil rights. Demanding bribes from ordinary citizens and knowingly harassing them is a federal crime. He immediately ordered an investigation into the case. He ordered criminal charges and disciplinary action against the individual involved and immediate protective measures to ensure the victims received justice. Sarah said she would testify in this case, and the taxi driver would also testify. The commissioner said that a detailed investigation and suspension order would be issued today so that no one would dare abuse power like this in the future. The commissioner immediately instructed the Internal Affairs Bureau, IAB, to fully investigate the case. He said immediate punitive measures should be taken against Sergeant Tom Davis and justice should be served to the victimized taxi driver and Captain Sarah Johnson. Sarah detailed the entire event to the commissioner. She said this was not just her case, but that many ordinary citizens and small business owners in the city fall victim to this kind of oppression. She had her statement recorded in the official report so no one could cover it up. Taxi driver Mike was also questioned. The driver told the commissioner and investigating officers how Tom Davis had threatened to ticket him without cause and demanded dollars. He revealed that if he hadn't given the dollars, his taxi would have been seized and his family would have starved. The taxi driver's statement was also recorded in the official file. The investigation began. The Internal Affairs team examined the station records and body cam footage. They saw that Tom Davis had intimidated taxi drivers and ordinary people to extort dollars many times. The next day, with the first light of dawn, a line of senior officers' cars formed in front of the station.
The chief, the commissioner, and many high-ranking officers entered the station. Seeing them, the color drained from Tom Davis's face. None of Tom Davis's words were listened to, and handcuffs were placed on his wrists. The commissioner ordered Officer Thames, "Put Tom Davis behind bars right now, this instant. This is the fate of those who violate the law." And with that, Tom Davis was put behind bars. Friends, if this story touched your heart, if you feel that truth must triumph, then a like is certainly deserved. Each of your likes gives us the strength to create new stories. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because the next story might be the one you've been waiting years for.